everybody, it's me Stacy here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and it's time for our next Saturday with Stacy, YouTube class number 357, and this is a wahoo kachoo class. It really is. Oh my gosh, I have exclusives for you, limited exclusives, but wonderful product, value priced. Oh my gosh, and on top of all of that, it is a technique-based YouTube. Truly, you may want to take notes. I will pause at some point so you can go get a piece of paper and pencil, and at the very least you are going to want to write down the number of this YouTube so you can refer back to it. Now I'm upstairs and everybody's gone, and they didn't know I was going to tape this today. I didn't know I was going to tape this today. It's Thursday, I think August 6th, 2020. And usually I tape on Fridays, and then it loads overnight, and then Saturday morning, 8 a.m. sunny California time, it premieres and we do a live chat. But, well, things being what they are, especially here in California, we have, of course, our horrible COVID cases still going up. And now we have wildfires going up. And those of you who have been with me for any length of time, you know that I had a fire here at the store, burned down the back. It was okay. It was okay. It was traumatic, but it was okay. And then not too much later, I had a house fire. So anytime there's fires, I'm a little antsy. And I thought, you know, the YouTube class is ready to teach. Why don't I just go upstairs and get it done on Thursday, and it'll still release on Saturday. You're watching it on Saturday. But at the very least, if something were to happen, it's done. Now, the good thing about that is it's done. The bad thing about that is I didn't bother to tell anybody downstairs that I was going to do this. So they didn't have the opportunity to export all of your comments so we could pick winner chicken dinners for this week. I'm sorry. Next week, we'll announce 4 winners, 2 winners from the week before and 2 winners from this week, and we'll just announce all 4 of them then. But I thought to be safe than sorry with wildfires. We've had 3 of them in 2 days out here. And yeah, it's just best I just get it on done just in case. I mean, and if you remember, when I was supposed to be picking Mr. SMS up from the hospital after his open heart surgery and the stroke, he was in the hospital for about 2 months. We had a wildfire there, and I had to evacuate my family out of the rental house we were living in while my burn house was being built. I need to live someplace by a lake. Someplace that doesn't, you know, water's right there. I don't have to worry about wildfires. So anyway, I'm up here today a day early. For you, it's not. For you, you're watching this Saturday. But we do have Spellbinders for you. I've got Spellbinders, and I've got Fun Stamper's Journey, which is part of the Spellbinders umbrella of brands. I've got Hero Arts for you. I've got Couture Creations for you. And the kits, all the kits I have, they're value priced. Well over $80 worth of product for $24.99. These will be the 5th and 6th we've done. This will be the 6th kit, 5 and 6 kits. We've done 2, and these are the last 2. The first 2 you have received. Woohoo! The next 2, well, by the time you watch this on Saturday, they will have hopefully shipped to us on Friday. So they are on their way to us so that we can get them to you. And those were the Christmas kits. And again, those sold out so fast. They went crazy for them. And Mark's mom is still bundling them for us. And you're like, Mark's mom? Yes. The kits are from Spellbinders, and they're put together just for us. We're the only place you're going to find them. And they take a lot of bundling. There's papers and brads and embellishments and stamps and dies. And he was the CFO. I now think he might be the CEO. I think Mark might have gotten a promotion. But Mark, who is the CEO, when he was the CFO, well, COVID had happened. COVID obviously is happening. And I guess his mom didn't have much to keep her busy being quarantined in the house. I mean, she's quarantined. Her and her husband are quarantined in the house. They're there. Not much to do. So she, I guess, was poking Mark. Hey, hello. Hi, son. How you doing? And when these kits came to be, he thought, I'll have my mom bundle them. Well, I don't think she realized, or he realized, maybe he didn't realize, how many she was going to have to bundle. It's not 25 or 50 or even 100. And they've got lots of little pieces. So she bundled the first set and we got them in and we shipped them on out to you. And she's just finished bundling the second Christmas ones, which they have hopefully shipped on Friday, which will be to us sometime next week. Takes about a week to get them here because they have to truck them here as opposed to UPS. But then I'll let you know once they've arrived. And these are the last 2 kits. I don't know if we'll have any more from Spellbinders in the way of kits, at least not this year. We're just going to have to wait and see if Spellbinders Nicole, hello, is able to put a few more together for us. And we're so thankful for the job that her team has done just getting us these 6 kits because, again, they are an amazing value. When you're talking $80+ worth of product for $24.99, beautiful. And wait till you see the samples. Oh, samples are amazing. So those kits, these kits today are limited, and when they're gone, they're gone, as is the product that coordinates with them. So I've got 2 kits for you for $24.99 each, and then I've got some additional products that coordinate with them that you don't have to buy if you don't love them, but if you like them, you may want them, and they are also value priced. I think the dies are $24.99 down to $9.99. And I think the embossing folder is $5 down to $2.50, $5.50 down to $2.50, but we will get there. I will show you. So Mark's mom, she's going to have to bundle these last kits for us. I'm going to be so sad. But if Mark got a promotion to CEO, it has to be because his mom helped. I mean, behind every good CEO is a mom, right? I mean, right? I'm sure that she had to have had something to do with his promotion. And Mark, if you did get C, if you are the CEO, congratulations. I just have this feeling that he got promoted. Congratulations to you, and you just give your mom the biggest hug from all of us here at Scrapbooking Made Simple. I've never met her, but she has to be darling. She just does. Well, because you're super cute too, so, but anyway, I will move on. Am I blushing? Love you, Michael, Mr. SMS. Okay. So today we've got the kits. I've got some dies. It's definitely technique driven, so you're going to want to get a piece of paper and pencil. Here comes my pause face. How's that? My pause face so I don't blink. Oh, now I'm back. And hopefully we're going to go old school and then take it up a notch. We're going to do a little old school, and I did some of this in the 2020 do's and don'ts of the Sizzix Big Shot machine family, but there were a lot of questions about, well, will it do, can you use it with these dice? Can you do it with those dice? So I'm going to show you that again, and we're going to take it a little bit slower this time, and then we're going to, bam, Stacyfy it and really amp it up. Now, if you are a newbie to crafting, you're going to be just fine. I promise you. Even if you don't do any of the die cutting, when you see the kits, everything is coordinated. Everything is there for you. From the cardstock to the embellishments to the patterned paper, it's all there. So if you have never tried to like put an ensemble together, this is kind of like Granimals for crafting because it's all there for you. Do you all remember Granimals? I loved Granimals because if I matched the elephant with the elephant, I knew I matched. So Spellbinders has done Granimals for crafting, where if you're new, you know, from the cardstock to the patterned paper to the embellishments, everything's going to work together. And if you're seasoned, if you've been crafting as long as dirt's been around, well, you know that you're going to be able to take these items and you're just going to be able to make them what you want, because all the tools, all the elements are there for you to then interpret in your own way. So I don't have winner chicken dinner to talk about. It feels a little weird, let me tell you. But I am going to, let's see, which one do I like? Oh, I like this one. Oh, I like this one too. Oh, I like that one. Okay, I'm just going to take these and I'm going to show you a couple samples. But then what we're going to be doing is totally different. So are you ready to tilt on down for the day? All right, and don't forget, if you want to be a winner chicken dinner, you do have to post a comment in this YouTube. The live chat doesn't count. Can't export those comments. Sorry. So you have to leave a comment in this YouTube. We'll approve it. And then you go into the running to be a winner chicken dinner, where you will get a $25 gift card to Scrapbooking Made Simple. All right. I think I'm good. Hello, Mark's mom. Much love to all of the hard work you put in for us. We so appreciate it. Okay, down I go. And then let's zoom. Feels a little off. Let's see if I can straighten out just a little bit. Or not. Oh, maybe that did it. Is that good? A little bit wider? Okay, let's give it a whirl and see what happens. Okay, so look at how pretty is this. This is using product out of one of the kits, the greenhouse kit. Look at how beautiful is that. Love, love, love. And talk about simple. I mean, this is just gorgeous. Right? Elegant and easy and simple, and all the products were out of the greenhouse kit. And you know, I think that's where I'm going to start today. I think there's two kits, and here I'll show you something from, I'll show you this one. There's two kits. There's greenhouse and there's 100%, I think it's 100% sweet. This is telling me I'm supposed to open it. This is the one's from the second kit, 100% sweet. And, aww. Doris, she did this card. Her and the flamingos. Not exactly sure when that started, but it's a thing now. Okay, so I'm going to take the kits and I'm going to show you what's in them first. And that way, if you want to pause and go run to order them, you know what you're getting before they're sold out. Okay, so, oh, Elena, you got these in here good. Okay, so this is the 100% sweet kit. And, okay, so first things first. Ooh, first things first, cardstock. So these are the colors of the cardstock that you're going to get. Now you can make card bases out of these. You can use them for mats. You can use them to die cut with. It's pretty much anything you want. But you do get 2, 4, 6, 7 pieces of cardstock in here. Is that right? I want to say is there 7? There, it's heavyweight too. Nice. Okay, so there's the colors of the cardstock you get. Then to go with that, you get double-sided paper that totally coordinates. There's the flamingos that Doris did, and there's your back side. Oh, do you see? Everything is meant to coordinate. Look at the cute little pineapples. Everything is meant to coordinate. Fun, happy paper. That's what this is. Love it. Fun, happy paper. Look, it just sprinkles. And then the back side is a plaid. And I love the stars. And the back side, very nice. This is great paper. You've got your balloons and stripes. So not only do you get the cardstock, then you get all the pattern paper that coordinates with that cardstock. And again, this is the 100% sweet. So then all the paper coordinates. Then washi tape, 3 rolls that coordinate. Then a stamp set that says 100% sweet, that coordinates. Well, it says more than that. It's got the little bingo and the let's party and the vase and the happy day and happy for you and love and 100% sweet and hello. Cute little stamp set you've got. Then you've got embellishments, the little tags and the little buttons. Then envelopes, because, well, you're going to need to put them in there. Here we've got our die that says happy birthday. And you'll see this on one of the other cards. So this die says happy birthday. Then we have cute little paper clips that are just darling in different little shapes, different little fun shapes, really cute. And I love these. These are little flowers, little plasticky flowers that are just darling. And again, I'll show you the samples when we're all done. What the girls did was amazing. You've got coordinating brads and you've got pearls. All of it comes in one kit ready to go. Oh, and a whole roll of ribbon. And this is satin ribbon and it's 20 yards. All of this in one kit. One kit ready to go for your $24.99. All right, so I'm going to put this one away and I'll move on to the second kit, which is Greenhouse. And that's the kit I'm going to play with today. All right, Greenhouse. Greenhouse. This is the kit I'm going to play with today. And this is the kit. Oh, this is the kit that made the samples that I showed you. See these? Wait. Okay, so let's pull all of this out of the way so I can get to the paper. And in Greenhouse, you've got your blacks and then blues and greens and pinks and yellows and whites. The paper is beautiful. Okay, love, love, love the colors of this kit. Then you have these little doodads. And these are meant to be cut up and you can use them as panels on your card or mats for your scrapbooking and your pictures, whatever you want to use them for, or you have this pattern paper to play with. Then you have the actual, oh, you get quite a bit of those. I think you get 6. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Oh, Mark's mom. Oh, if you have to cut all of those, we love you even more right now. It just dawned on me. Holy smokes. So then, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. Love the pattern paper. Oh my gosh, and the shells. So pretty. And then flip it over and you've got the yellows, which coordinate perfectly with the cardstock. Oh, how beautiful is this? All of this comes in the kit. Ooh, that's a little Twilight Zone-y for me. But let's see what's on the back side. Oh, love the back side. And again, it matches all the paper. Then we've got some black and, oh, look it, there we go. So all the double-sided papers cut down to 6 by 6 for you, ready to go. You've got 8.5 by 11 cardstock, but then we have, of course, the envelopes like before. And I've got 20 yards of black and white striped ribbon for you, and I've got twine for you, and I've got beautiful, beautiful, beautiful washi tape here. And we've got our little clips, which are darling, and our little buttons, and our rhinestones. Oh, are those? Yeah. And we've got black and white stickers to go with, and our little word stickers, which is how we got that one right there is from here. Yes. Yes. And this one, Magical Journey, is also from these. And then I've got some little, little pins, little buttons, really pretty. And here are those black little dragonfly butterfly things. And there is a die set. Gosh, and I would have sworn there was a stamp set in here too. I know there is. Where is the stamp? Oh, and a stamp set. Let's see if I can flip it around. A stamp set. All of that is here in one bundle, ready to go. It's almost $90 worth of product for $24.99. But I'm gonna move most of this away because we'll show you the samples. The girls made beautiful samples using all of this, but I'm gonna play with some dies and some paper today. Let me get this all away. Okay, so I think I'm gonna keep the cardstock out, and I'm gonna keep the patterned paper out. Yes. All right. Now, besides the kits, there's a couple extra items that are considered upsell. So I have this one comes in the kit, but I have two of their nesting die sets that are considered an upsell. So if you love them, you love them, and if you don't, you don't. They're still value priced. And I have an embossing folder. And again, all the samples, I'll show you the samples and you can see what comes with them with that. But I wanted to give you an idea. These are $24.99 dies, and we've got them for $9.99. And I want to say this is $5 or $5.50 for $2.50. And this one actually comes with the greenhouse kit. And I think we're going to start playing with the squares first. I think that's my first choice. So these are dies, wafer dies, thin, all of these come with the kit, or not with the kit, in the pack. So you've got several, and I'm going to turn them over because these are very much like one of my must-haves, meaning that they've got an edge die that will actually cut an edge out, and then there's a decorator die that fits in the middle that puts a detail in. So I want to nest all of these for you so you can see how many different dies there are. And upside down. And with every one of them, it's either a die that, oh, there's my gotcha tool. It's either a die that's going to cut a piece out, or it's a decor die that's going to cut a design in. And you may be saying, I don't understand, Stacy. And I'm going to show you. But on the picture, you can see that there's a die, and then there's a smaller one, the next size, and that looks a little bit different. And here, if I take them off, here's the first one. And this one's got a ridge right on the inside, just this line right on the inside. And that's what's going to cut your paper. You're like, really? That's going to cut paper? It doesn't have a blade or anything. No, wafer dies are very child friendly because they don't have anything that can harm you. Nothing to be cut. But if I take the next size die, which is this one here, you'll see it's a little different. It's got these little ridges, bump, 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 bump on the inside. Bump, 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 bump. Not a flat straight line, but bump, 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 bump. And it lays right inside. So how do these work? Well, let's use them really quickly. Those of you who have die cut before, you're going to get this and you're going to know this, and this is going to be easy peasy for you. But let me take some white paper and let's just do a quick die cut, shall we? Okay, I am going to slide over my Sizzix Big Shot machine. Slide, slide, slide. And this is the standard Sizzix Big Shot machine, 6 inches wide. Does just, I would say about 90 to 95% on the market, dies on the market are going to fit this machine without any problem. It's a little wider than a Cuttlebug. It's a little different than a Gemini because you can do thick dies, steel rule dies. And I just did a do's and don'ts for 2020 on the whole family of Sizzix Big Shot machines. So that's YouTube number 355. And if you see this and you like what you see, you might want to go back and watch that because there's a whole lot more information about the machines. Now, the new machines that have come out no longer have a hinged multi-purpose platform. They have a base plate and they have a shim. And I need to put these two together to make a wafer style die cut. Under here, right under here is a roller, and I'm going to roll this through, and the pressure from that roller is going to make that die cut. Now I'm going to put down my first clear plate, which really isn't clear anymore. This is my cut plate, and this is where the die bites into and allows that pressure to cut that paper. So I've got a cut plate. I've got my paper. I've got my first die, my largest die of the two. Or I could do it the other way. Okay, let's do it the other way. Let's go here first. I've got no, we'll just do it normal like most people do. So I've got my die, my cut die, my ridges. See the ridges? Right there for you. Ridges against the paper, and the last thing I'm going to do is put my do not cut plate, and this is my do not cut plate. That's not really what it's called. It's just another clear plate, only blue, but I try not to die cut into it because I want a nice even, easy roll through my machine. As you cut into your plates, they are going to start to warp. And if you have two plates that are very warped, it makes it a little more difficult to get them underneath to die cut. So if you always keep one cutting plate just without any cuts in it, so you can see the difference. It's got a little embossing on it, that's not the problem. But look at here, can you see all the different shapes I've cut? And this plate's slowly gonna warp over time. So you always want one that's nice and flat to just make a smooth roll underneath your Big Shot machine. Now, this is an open frame die, meaning it's not intricate at all. It's a very basic shape and it's an easy shape to cut. There we go. Who would imagine out of that little ridge you're gonna get that? But now I have this die. Remember with the bumpies, bump, 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 bump? And this die nests right into here. So let's do the same thing. I've got my platform, my base plate, my shim, my cut plate, my square, and now I'm just going to put my other square right on top of it and kind of center it up. Now I could put a little piece of washi tape or a Post-it note to hold this in place. I'm just going to go for it. I could use a magnetic platform. I'll be using that a little later, and I'm just going to send this on through. Ooh. I am not straight there. Let's see if I move it, what's going to happen. Oh, very nice. My little plates were not straight. They were a little off, and that would make it difficult to get it through. Okay. Rolls through easy peasy mac and cheesy. But you notice my center's not coming out. No, this die here is what I call a decor die. It puts detail. It puts detail into a die. That little decor die put little stitch dots all the way around for you. Little stitch dots all the way around. It didn't cut the die out. It cut the design into the die. And that is how these sets, the rectangle and the square, are made. You've got a cut die, and then a decor die, and then a cut die, and then a decor die, and then a cut die, and a decor die, all the way down. So actually you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that it? 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 5 dies that are gonna cut your squares out. So you'll have 5 different sizes of squares. And then you have the matching dotty die to do the little dots for each of those cuts. Very, very much like a must-haves, which are my collection of dies that do something very, very similar. So that is how the two add-on items, the rectangles or the squares, work. You're not just getting a die that's going to cut out. You're going to get a die that adds an edge in. And if I wanted to, I could go and grab another edge and I could center that there. And let's grab another one. Oh, let's do this teeny, teeny, tiny one. Teeny, teeny, tiny one. So I could put those on my plate. Center them up. Oh, that one's just too small. I can't do it. It's just too small. Let's find another one. Let's find the next size up. How about this one? Put my plate on, send it on through. Now the 2 dies I have chosen only do the little dotties. That's all they do is the little dotties. And I'm gonna roll it, oh, I'm not centered, but I'm gonna roll it on through. And then if I want just to be sure, I can then just roll it on back. Little creaks and cracks and bumps and thumps are okay. You're just gonna send it right on through that machine. So now when I take these off, I've added that dotty element dotty element into my square so that now I have even more of a design. And then I could put a picture there or stamp a sentiment there. And I really haven't done much to the paper at all, except for add that design, which really then accentuates your paper. It really makes it beautiful. It adds a detail that you didn't have before. It didn't take much effort, and yet it looks really professional and really smart and clean and elegant. So, easy way to use these dies. But what if I wanted to do more with these dies? Can I? Yes. What if I wanted to take and make a card base using these dies? Is that possible? Yes. Oh, let's say I take, oh, I don't know, let's take the pink paper. The pink paper, the green paper? I don't know. Let's try the green paper. What if I took my green paper and I folded it in half? Now you may use a scoring tool, a scoring blade. I have one right there. I just chose not to get it. I'm just going to use my scissors to make that score line happen. So I've got a score line here and an open here. Now, what if I wanted to make this a card base? How would I do that? Well, let's cut this down just a little bit. Am I going to get 2 out of 1? By the hair of my chinny chin chin, I am. Happy day. How am I going to make a card base out of this if I wanted a square? Well, being that my score line is up here and my opening is down here, all I have to do is hold the die slightly higher than that score line. See, if I put the die all the way on the paper and I cut it, it's going to cut me out 2 perfectly beautiful squares. But that's not what I'm trying to achieve. I'm trying to get a card base in this size. So I need to make sure that that score line does not get cut. So I just move my die above the score line. That means that the edge here that would normally cut the paper isn't going to cut anything because there's nothing there to cut. And I haven't lost my score line. So I've taken a piece of paper, I've folded it in half, I've put my die on, and yes, this is a wafer die. Is it going to go through 2 pieces of cardstock? Yes, it will. I've got my score line hidden. It's underneath. It's not all the way up here. It's below my die, and I'm going to die cut. Let's slide my machine on over. Let's put it on down. I want this to be as big of a card as I can make it. So I'm going to keep that line as close to the score line without actually being on it as I can. And then I'm going to send it through. So I did this in 355 using a steel rule die, a thick die. But can you do it using a wafer die? Yes. The less intricate the die is, the better. If you have something super intricate, it makes it a little more difficult. But poof, easy. Made a darling little card base that then, if I wanted to, I could come in and add that detail. Bring my machine on back, lay my new card base flat, put my die down, don't move, and send it on through. And if I just want to be certain, I'll just roll it on back. Now I've got my card base with that cute little dotty detail going all the way around. But what if I want a card base that's this wide but not as long? What if I want a little stand for for your table settings? Okay, not a problem. Let's grab that die again. And remember, this was my leftover, and my score line is here, and my opening is here. And this time, I'm going to hold that score line way down. Well, I could do it here, or I could do it here, or I could do it here. And what you see is the size of what you're going to get. So if I was doing something for Thanksgiving and I wanted to make little named cards for everybody's seating, or if I was having a wedding or a party, or I don't know, can I change the size? Absolutely. It's just a matter of sliding it up and sliding it down. So if I put this in here, and again, I hold this die. Here's my score line. Here's my opening. Wah, 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 wah. Here's my score line. Here's my opening. And I hold this die here. I'm gonna make a nice little tent. And away I go. All the way through. And if you just want to be sure, roll it on back. And again, these are Fun Stamper Journeys dies, which are part of a Spellbinders brand, but I'm using a Sizzix Big Shot machine. Ta-da! Look at how cute. I know, right? So easy to do. You can do this with any die. It doesn't have to be square or circle or oval or... Wait, I'll show you. Let me put these to the side. Remember I said this set comes with the greenhouse collection. It comes with that kit. You get these dies whether you love them or not. But what if I wanted to make them into a cute little card? Can I do that with this? How would you do that with this? Okay, let's grab the pink. And let's cut myself a piece off. And let's fold it in half. And it doesn't matter that my two bottoms don't line up, because once I cut it, that bottom is going to go away anyway. So if you don't have it perfectly folded, no problem. I'm just going to give a little score with my scissors. I know, very technical here. There, got my paper scored. My bottom does not line up, but I do have my score line and my wah, wah, wah opening. Put those on there. What I'm using is my gotcha tool, just so you can see. All my dies are magnetic and my gotcha tool holds them. It's just a big old magnet that works really well. So I've got my cute little daisy. I've got my score line. I'm gonna hold my daisy just 3 petals right above that score line. Can you see? It's just barely above it. Here, if I did this, I'd cut 2 whole daisies out. But if I do this, I save that score line from being cut and I make a card. Okay, so let's bring my machine back on over and put it down. And cut away. We got it. Little creaks and cracks are fine. We're just going to send it right on through. I'll bring it back. And let's see what we've got. Now the daisy doesn't have that little extra piece that does the little dotties. Pop, 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 pop. Pop, 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 and then let's get rid of the excess. Remember, I told you it wasn't going to matter that these didn't line up on the bottom, because I'm going to get rid of all of that. Pop, pop, pop. And Poof. I made the cutest little daisy card. How cute is that, right? Darling. But you're like, but Stacy, I don't like that. I don't have finished daisies on that side. No. Okay. Okay. Let's grab a piece of the pattern paper that comes with the kit. What makes my heart happy? Ooh, this one makes my heart happy. Yes, this one. I like this one. I'm going to grab that daisy back. Cut it out. Give me a little piece of it. Bring my machine back over. Run it through. Still using my base platform, my shim, my cut plate, my paper, my die, and my do not cut plate. I haven't changed my sandwich at all. And let's roll it on through. And if you want to be on the safe side, you roll it on back. Oh, I wonder if I went all the way to the end. Now I know I went all the way to the end. All right, let's see what I've got. Pop it on out. Pop my little daisy out. Oh, it's so cute. I don't know which side I like better. And I don't know which side I like better. And then I can line it up. And tape it on down. Let's grab a piece of quick Stacy tape. You know what? I've actually got micro dots here. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to use a little bit of the washi tape. Not my idea. Great idea. Came from a customer. Bless her heart. These are my micro dots. I use them to tape down intricate things. Easiest way to open them was a revelation. Take 2 pieces of washi tape. And then it just pops it right open. On one side you have nothing, and on one side you have sticky. Hundreds of thousands of little dots. I'm just gonna take my little daisy, put it down, close it up, give a nice little rub. And this washi tape is the washi tape that matches that paper. Pull it up. And now it's got all these little dots all over the back of it to make it sticky. And then all I have to do is line it up. And now you don't have just part of a flower, because on the back side, remember, I cut some of those petals got cut off because I had to keep that score line. But now I've got a cute little card. You could put a little picture there. Oh my gosh, wouldn't those be darling? Absolutely darling. So easy to do, and many different ways to use the dies, more than just cutting yourself square after square after square. And because you've got so many sizes, you do have options in what you do and how many of the decor dies you put in them. You've got lots and lots of options with this. The squares are sold separately. The little daisies are included. Okay, but now we want to bam it up a little bit. We want to go wahoo kachoo. We want to throw caution to the wind and Stacyfy it. So I'm going to put this one over there, and I'm going to keep these here. And well, maybe I'll keep them there so I can reach them if I need them, and put my sticky dots right there. So to really amp it up a little bit, I am going to play with the rectangles. Now, everything I do with the rectangles, you can also do with the squares. Everything I do. I'm just gonna play with the rectangles because I like the size. All right, and just like the squares, you get lots of pieces. There's 8 dies. 8 dies for 10 bucks. Well, that tells you it's about $1 a die. What, $1.20 a die? And you can't go wrong. Same thing, you've got the one that's gonna cut the rectangle entirely out, and then you've got the one that's gonna put that detailed element into it, the little dots. Then you've got one that's gonna cut the next size rectangle out, and then you've got one that's gonna put the little detail in. And you can mix and match these any way you want. When you're dealing with nesting types of dies, you have the opportunity, if I put these two together, I would cut a frame. They don't all have to be solid. Let's grab a piece of paper. If I put the 2 rectangles together, I'm going to get a solid center and a frame here. Let's roll it through. Same thing happens with the squares. Any of a nesting style type of die will allow you to do this. Send it on through. Little creaks and cracks are okay. If I want to be sure, I just roll it on back. These are open frame dies. They're not intricate at all, so they cut super easy. So, like I said, here's my frame. Here's my solid. I could take the next size down, and if I did the next size down and put it in there, what would I get? I would get another frame and another solid. I could take my big one and my small one, and now I would get a very wide frame. So here's my first, here's my narrower frame and my solid. I could take these two and put them together. Slide my machine on over. So with concentric dies or nesting dies, it's not just about the solid. You have more options than that. You just have to think about what it is you want to do with them. What's your final goal to be? And we're going to send it on through. Creaks and cracks are okay. I know it sounds horrible, but that's okay. Did I go all the way to the end? There. Creaks and cracks are okay. So now I have a much bigger frame. A much bigger frame and a smaller center. Easy to do. Options. That's the whole key to die cutting, is learning how to use them to the best of their abilities. And of course, if I wanted, I could take my dotty one and I could put my dotty one there, and then I could put dots all the way around this one. You just have so many options. But I want to show you something that is a little different than what the norm is when we want to color dies. Because these dies are see what you cut, cut what you see, and you're like, well, what does that mean, Stacy? Well, if you look at the die, the ridge, the cutting edge is right on that edge of the inside die. It's right there. It's not centered in between the outside edge and the inside edge. There's not a line that goes down the center that would do the cutting. No, the cutting is exactly on that edge. So if I wanted to cut very specific, if I wanted to make sure that I got those exact flowers into my die cut, as long as I see it I know it's going to cut. Why? Because that edge is right, that cutting edge is right on the inside. It's right there. It actually makes up the inside edge of the die. So you can be very careful and very specific, especially if you're doing pictures and you want to be very specific about what you cut. Having a die that has the cutting edge right on the inside, it is a cut what you see die. There's no question. If you see it, that's what you're going to take out of it. So with that, it makes it a little difficult to color them in a new and unique way. I could certainly cut them and just have white, which is right here. I could just cut a white one. And I could take some of my ink. Cute little Couture Creations heart blenders. I have one for each color family, not one for each color. They're darling, but you don't need one for every color unless you need it. But I could certainly take it and just kind of color this without question. The little blender brushes give kind of a softer look to it. And I'm using an ombre ink. So it's got 3 different colored inks in it. These are from Hero Arts. And an ombre ink has 3 individual pads that are 3 individual colors that were put together to coordinate. That is what an ombre ink does. So it gives you depth and dimension without having to pull out multiple different ink pads to get that depth and dimension. So I could absolutely just color it this way. Easy peasy, no problem, done. But what if I wanted to add more to it? What if I wanted to add an element to it that it didn't have before? But I still just wanted to use dyes and inks. I didn't want to go out of my comfort zone. I just wanted to use what I had on my table. Okay, we can do that. What if I take my white piece of paper and I'm going to move these off. And pick up my, you want to see how the gotcha works? Here, watch. Ta-da! If you drop something on the floor, a die, or in the trash, this is the best way to find it. It holds lots, it'll hold even more than this, way more than this. But let's say I take I want that one, and I want that one, and I want that one. Okay, let's play with those. What if I take my die that has the dots, and I cut that first? What I've been showing you is cutting the square or the rectangle first, and then putting the dot decor into it. This time I'm gonna reverse what I'm doing. I'm gonna take, and do I want that size or do I want the bigger one? Will I make it? Did I cut it too small? Oh, by the hair of a chinny chin chin. Maybe I will do this one. Okay, dot die. That die is gonna put those little dots all the way around my paper. And I'm starting with this one first. This is where the notes come in. This is where the notes become really important, because it's not going to cut out a piece of paper like this. It's going to put those dots into my piece of paper. And I don't care if my die is straight, if it's slightly crooked. I just need to know that when I do want to cut it out, I've got enough to go around it. The larger die, I haven't taken too much paper and put it too close to the edge. so that when I want to cut the whole thing out, I'm off the paper. Doesn't matter to me if it's straight, slightly crooked, no difference. You just want to cut. So roll it on through. And if you want, roll it on back. And that's going to put the dots in. Now, I'm not going to take this out of my paper. I'm going to leave that there. Why? Well, because maybe I do want to color it. Take my inks. And I'm leaving that die where it is. And I'm putting this ink everywhere. Inside, outside, on top of, everywhere. I can get it as dark as I want. And now I'm going to pull my die off. And I have got the most perfect frame all the way around. Perfect. It's perfectly inked. Perfect. I didn't have to sit there and try to hold it in place and line it up. I just let it stay where it was when it came out of the die cutting machine. And then I inked all the way around it. And now I can take the die, the slightly larger die, and put it around. And now if I want to die cut that whole piece out, that's how I'm going to do it. So let's bring my machine on over. The only thing I'm going to change here for convenience purposes is I'm not going to use my base plate and my shim. Instead, just to keep it convenient and handy, I'm going to use a magnetic platform. This is a Sizzix magnetic platform. And when you put your cut plate on it, and you can see my cut plate starting to get warped, so I'm going to rotate it. Because it's magnetic, it holds everything in place. It's a want for the most part. Some of you need it, but you can also achieve the same thing by using washi tape on your base plate with your shim. So I'm going to line this on up. I'm going to put my do not cut plate right on top. Hopefully I didn't move it. And I'm going to send it on through. How cute is that? Right? You've got that perfectly edged. We used to do this with Spellbinder dies years ago when the cut line wasn't on the edge like this. The cut line for some of your dies are more in the middle. And so you can cut it and ink it and then pull it back, and where that little lip is going to give you that perfectly white edge. But these dies are different. These dies are cut what you see. And there is no edge for you to ink and make white. So you have to start with the decor edge and cut that first so you can use that as your stencil. Can you tape it down and just use it as a stencil if you don't want to cut into it? Yes. What if you don't want those little dotties? What if you say, I don't want those little dotties on everything I do? How do I accomplish the same thing? Okay, let's do that. Well, Stacy, I almost threw my die away. That'd have been bad. Holy smokes, artichokes. Oh my gosh. I'd have been looking for my gotcha to go find my die. Okay, so I'm gonna wipe off my die because you can see that there's ink on it. The ink doesn't hurt the die, no big deal. I'm gonna bring over some more paper and do I wanna do this? And maybe I need a bigger piece of paper. Oh, maybe not. 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. So I've got 2 dotties. 2 dotties. And I don't want to put the dot, 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 dot. I want the detail, but I don't want the holes to go all the way through. How do I accomplish that? Well, I'm gonna go back to my base plate and my shim. This time I'm gonna put my do not cut plate down first. I am gonna take a little bit of washi tape just to hold my dies in place. Just a little bit of washi tape just to hold them in place. I will peel it up. Oh, that's not in place. Stacy, holy smokes, artichokes, that's bad. Let's try and reline that up, shall we? Just a little bit in place. And I want to make sure I leave enough room to put the big die all the way around. Okay, good. That works for me. And just a little bit down here. And I think that that is enough to hold what I need to hold for as long as I need to hold it. All right, so I've just taped my dies in place because this time I need to put them upside down on my do not cut plate. You're like, upside down? Yes. So I've got my base plate, I've got my shim, but wait, I've got my do not cut plate with my dies against it. So those little dotties are facing up. Now I'm gonna grab my squishy, this is a squishy, and a knock knock. This is not what they are named. This is a Sizzix silicone pad, and this is a Sizzix impression pad. They are 2 peas of a pod. You use them together. They're meant to go together. We only sell them together. If you buy them once, you'll never need to buy them again. If you cut into your silicone pad, it's okay. It's self-healing. You always use these together. And I'm gonna put my squishy down first. And I'm gonna put my knock knock. No other clear plate on top, and I'm gonna try and roll it through. And what's gonna happen? Can you see my machine is saying, no, no, no. It just won't go. It will not let me push it through, and you don't wanna force it. That means something's wrong with my sandwich. And this is my sandwich. my base plate and my shim and my do not cut plate and my paper and my die and my squishy and my knock knock. This is what they call a sandwich. Something's wrong. It's too thick. It won't go through. The machine will tell you, whoa, stop, back it up. If you have to force it through, don't. That's okay. Back it up, take it out. Something is too thick. Well, what's wrong with this is that I have got my shim on top. Now, just because this cuts wafer dies, it does not let you emboss wafer dies with it. And on the base plate, you will see that it will tell you if you want to emboss. I don't want that to fall. It's going to fall anyway. If you want to emboss your dies with your squishy and your knock knock, which is what I call them and have, but your silicone pad and your textured impression pad, this is the platform you use without the shim. So let's rebuild our sandwich. So I've got my base plate, my base. I have got my do not cut plate. Told you it was gonna fall. Do not cut plate with my dies right there. And I can feel the ridges of the die facing up. I'm doing this because I don't want to add holes all the way through. This time I don't want to put the holes. I want the detail, but I don't actually want holes. This is going to allow me to emboss those little holes in there. Here's my squishy and my knock knock. That's why it's called a knock knock. And I'm going to send it on through. This time my machine, my Big Shot says, oh yes, easy peasy. And what's happening is as I'm running this through, this silicone pad, that squishy, is being compressed into the die and it's forcing and embossing. And you can see the squishy's coming out the back end. It's coming out the back end of my machine. So if you remember, squishy out the back end, if you don't see this coming out, you know you're doing something wrong because it has to compress down. Okay. So let's see what I've got. There I am. I don't have holes all the way through. I can hear them, but they're not going to fall out. I embossed these holes. Then I'm going to turn it around and I'm just going to get rid of that washi tape. Just get rid of that washi tape. There we go. And now I'm going to ink. And I like my blue. A little bit of my blue. And because I have the two of them, I'm just going to kind of hold it in place. And let's work our way down. And I'm going in and I'm going out. Ooh, I like that color. And let's work our way down. And I'm gonna slide it on over, do my other side. And for the sake of arguing, I'm gonna add some yellow. Just for the sake of it. Why not, right? Let's grab my one for yellows. Grab some yellow. just for the sake of argument. You're like, what did you do? Oh, I don't know, we're just playing. Maybe a little more blue. I'm going to turn. Zoop. Maybe a little more blue. Oh, pretty. Okay. I know, kind of a hot mess, right? Kind of a hot mess. Look at how perfect those lines are. They're perfect. Right? They're perfect. And then I just have to take my large one line it up and die cut out. I don't need my squishy and my knock knock because I'm not trying to emboss it. I do need my shim because now I'm back to die cutting, and I do need my cut plate, although maybe I want to use my magnetic to make it a little easier. My magnetic platform, and I line it on up, and my ridge goes against my paper, and I get it to where I'm happy or close enough. Close enough counts. My cut plate, and I send it on through. That looks a little off, but you know, no, it just looks a little off. If I just, is that enough? Just a little bit. Oh, good enough. Now I really moved it. Okay, we're going. Zoop, all the way through. Ooh. Ah. Okay, we're gonna do that again really, really quick. I'm just gonna go for it so you can see how easy it is to do. So I'm gonna grab a piece of my white paper. I'm gonna cut, give myself some working room. I'm gonna take, let's take this one. I'm gonna die cut, so I'm going to emboss. So I'm going to use my base plate, just my base plate. I'm going to get the dies that I want. Let's do those two again because they're easy peasy. I'm going to put them against my paper, and then my paper against my plate. Now I did not tape these down, so I don't know if they're still in good position or not. I could have used a little washi tape to put them down. I'm just going for it. Of course, then I just moved it. Of course I did. Okay. Looks good to me. So they look good there, right? Look good there. Lay my paper over the top. Lay my squishy. Now you know why it's called a squishy. Lay my knock knock. Now you know why it's called a knock knock. Send it on through. I don't have to go backwards because I'm doing an embossing. Take off my knock knock. Take off my squishy. Oh, they did move, but that's okay. We're only, oh, it really moved. Look at that. But we're going to go for it. We're just, or should I do it again? Okay. Sorry, it's me. Can't not. I'm going to pull those out and somehow I'm going to make that better. But let's lay them down. Lay them down, put a little bit of washi tape just to hold them in place. A Post-it note, a washi tape. You cannot do this on your magnetic platform. Your magnetic platform is too thick. Too thick. Let's flip them over. Squishy. Knock knock. I need my squishy to come out the back end. And it's growing and it's growing and it's getting longer and I can see it getting longer, and here now it's starting to come all the way out and out and out. Oh yeah, much better. Okay, so let's move this off to the side. I'm not going to need this, but I will. Let's move these off to the side. And let's take off my washi tape. And my washi tape. And then let's play, how about with the yellows? And let's go around. I'm just playing with my yellows. And my ombre ink. And the reason I like the ombre ink is because it's mixing the three colors, so you get some depth and dimension without having to pull out 3 different colored ink pads. Oh, I moved it. Oh no, I moved my little stencil, my little die. That's okay, just click it right back into place. If you move it, oh no, what do I do? Easy peasy. Because it's got an embossed feature, there's, the paper has been depressed. It's been sunken down, so you can just click these right back into place and keep going. I like my yellow. Are we done? And what if we took that so there it is. And what if we took that and put that in the center, and took that and put that around. What am I gonna get? What am I gonna get if I do this? These are cutting dies. And let's pull over my magnetic platform and my cut plate and put this up there. And let's line them up so that I'm happy. That looks good there. And that one looks good there. So that's what I'm gonna cut. Let's send them on through. Here's my do not cut plate. Just a hair. And let's send them on through, see what we get. So now I've got a window there. Oh, and what if I took that and that? Okay, so what if I took this one and I folded this way? Oh, that won't give me enough. No, how am I gonna, that's not gonna give me enough. Fold this way. It's gonna be right, it's gonna be just a hair bit short for that. Just a little bit short. But if I take the next size down and I go ahead and chop that off, ooh. So I'm gonna get rid of that frame. I wanna make a folding card. What if I went back? What if I changed my mind and I don't want it doubled? I want to cut that center piece out. Can I do that? Oh, you bet. So let's put this over there and that up top here. I'm on my magnetic platform. Let's roll it through. Oh, now I have this piece that I can use for an embellishment, but I've got this piece that I think if I use this one now, oh, it's still too big. If I take it down all the way as far down as I can go. Okay, worst case scenario, it doesn't work, right? All we're doing is playing in die cutting, using nesting dies in a way that you might not have thought to use them before. I'm gonna put that down. Remember, my score line is up here and my wah is down there. And I've got my cut line all the way past the top. That way it doesn't cut my score line off. I don't want 2 rectangles out of here. I want 1 to make a card base. And then I go here. Whew, I know that sounded horrible, but it's okay, I promise. And then here, oh, but I think I'm going to take this paper here and I'm going to cut this paper to size. If I were a pair of scissors, where would I be? Oh, so super cute. But what if I took that and then I put that there? And I cut a hole. No, too much, right? Too much. Stop. Okay, I'll stop. I don't know though. Okay, so I could put all of this together and then I could take another piece of white and put it in there and stamp a sentiment? I don't know. I have options. It's almost too much to ask for when you start playing with just rectangle dies. That's all I'm playing with is just plain rectangle dies. What if I want more of that blue to show? Ooh, what if I trim this down? Zoop. And zoop. Oh, not bad. Straighten this out just a little bit more. I know you all are going, where's your trimmer? Oh, but why when you can just be free? So if I do that, oh, so super cute. And I haven't even played with any of the other embellishments that the kits come with. And then that. Where's that really small? It's right there. That. And then I could take the small one and cut a piece of white out or not. Or I could stamp right in the center. I mean, oh my gosh, it's whatever makes your heart happy. You have so many different options, from something just as simple as die cutting a little tent for your cards, for your little tables, to making a square card, to making a rectangular card. You can do this. Cute little bookmarks, right? Wouldn't that be adorable for a bookmark? And then put something down the center. I want to stamp something. Do I have? Oh, where's the stamp, Stacey? Oh, I could pop something out. I could pop something out, but that's a whole nother thing. All right, where are my stamps? I know I saw them. Did y'all see where I put them? I know they were here at some point, and I suppose I could pull them out of this pack. Look at how cute the stamps are. What do we want to say? And I do have my gush mat. Hello? What do we want to say? How about Happy Day? Happy Day with an what about Happy Day? So what if I put my Happy Day down? Happy. These are the stamps that come with the greenhouse. Happy Day. Just going to kind of line them up here. And then use my block to pick them up. I think that's close enough. Pick them up with my block. Let's ink them up. I'm using a Hero Arts India ink, which doesn't move with water. Nice and inked up. And how do I want this to open? Yes, that way. And why does my happy look backwards? Oh, Stacy. That couldn't have been any closer. Oh my gosh. If that was any closer, it would have been a done deal. Like, gosh, that looks a little backwards to me. Okay, let's ink it up again. Wow, that was close. Were you all saying it's backwards, Stacy? I heard you. I'm like, there we go. Happy Day. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, and up. So cute. It's just darling. All done with some ink and some rectangles, even the card base. And the paper that comes in the kit, and then you've got ribbon, and you've got bling, and you've got embellishments, and you've got all sorts of things to make it even more. I mean, this one came out absolutely beautiful. I mean, don't you just want to stamp some fairies or something in there? I mean, that just came out gorgeous. And here's the single. Fabulous. But we all started with just some plain white paper and die cutting to see what happens when you have a die and a decor die. But I love the crisp, white, sharp edges. Love, love, love. I did this one a little earlier. I was playing. Right? Hello, love. So pretty. All right. So I know that the kits are fabulous, and when you see the samples, you'll want the kits, but I really wanted to show you how to use dies, the nesting dies, to your advantage. They're not just about cutting a block out. It's about utilizing what you have to make it more than you thought you could. And you can do this. So I broke into that set just for the stamp, just so I could put Happy Day. But I love the paper. Okay, so two kits. You've got the one that I was using all day today, which is the greenhouse kit, and you get the daisies to go with it. And remember, I did the cute little daisy card that opened. Open, open, open. So cute. Be cute to put a little picture in there, a little something right in the center. It'd be darling. So cute. And all the paper I used today was from this kit. But then there's also the 100% Sweet, which is the more tropical, the more, it's got the fun colors and the flamingos and the pineapples and everything to go with. But let's look at samples. Oh, and then of course, well, hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, so I've got the dies. This is sold separately. There's an embossing folder you'll see on some of the samples, and the squares are sold separately. You might just like the dies and be happy with that. And then I used ombre inks, and oh my gosh, love ombre inks because you get the depth and dimension out of one ink pad. Every one of these has 3 different colors that are meant to coordinate. Hero Arts has already done the work for you. They've already done it. It's all there. And you just get your little Couture Creations cute little heart dabber going, and away you go. Easy peasy. But I want to say there's probably 20 different colors of ombre. I just brought out a few of them. And I was actually using the neons for the yellow. I know you wouldn't think so. It looks very neon-y there, but when you get it down on paper, looks great. So we've got that for you on sale. We've got the dies for you on sale. We've got the kits for you on sale. We've got the little heart blenders on sale. Again, you don't need one for every single color you own. One for every color family is nice. They're not necessarily an inexpensive item, but they, oh, see, I did this one too earlier, but they are so super cute. So I did that all with my little daubers, and that's so cute. Okay, so let's now get to the samples, because the samples are great. All right, these are all from the collection that I was using today, which is the Greenhouse collection, using all the little embellishments. And looky, she made a card base. The papers, the embellishments, the words. The ribbon. So cute. I showed you this one already. And I showed you this one already. The twine, the paper, the cardstock, the sticker, the embellishment, all out of the one kit. Here is the daisy, and embossed the word celebrate that came with the stamp and the little button and the paper. The happy birthday is from the stamp set, the daisy, the washi tape, here is the embossing folder, and we fussy cut out the center of the embossing folder. And it's just a geometric, very easy embossing folder. If you don't have lots of embossing folders, it's a nice one to have. It adds to your collection without being too specific to any kind of theme, or it's good for girls, it's good for guys. Look at this, happy birthday. This is using all the back sides with the black and white. Really creative. How beautiful is this? Again, using the stamp sets, and just made panels and used the little butterfly, dragonfly, a little bit of the twine that came with it. This is made using only what came in the kit. Same here. It's your day to celebrate. A total black and white card. Now this one we did add a little to it. We added the gold paper. We did. We added the gold red. We added a little bit to it. Made it a little more pizzazzy. Although these are absolutely beautiful. And look at this. Now, there is no stamp to do these little leaves. We just drew them. We just flicked doot, 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 and used the buttons to make the flowers. And the buttons come with the kit. So you can do something like this, or you can do something like this. Both looks are out of the exact same kit. Isn't that nice that you have such incredible options? It's left up to your creativity. 2 totally different looks, 2 totally different color schemes, but both work and both come out of the same kit. Okay, I've got a few more left of greenhouse. Just as simple as can be, using the square and the daisy. And how beautiful is this? This is just using the cardstock and 3 of the little butterflies, the little buttons, and the stamp. Easy, effective. It's a wow card. So pretty. And celebrate. And here's the embossing folder. There's the embossing folder that's been inked all the way around. And a teeny tiny little note card like we made. And a beautiful happy birthday. So this is greenhouse. All of these samples came from that one kit. Then we have 100% sweet. And I already showed you the hello with the flamingos. Oh, they drop. Don't do that. And then I've got the pineapples. And that center pineapple's got a little gold to it. So cute. And here's the happy birthday die that comes with it. And the little flowers and the little flamingos and the colors all coordinate. It's very bright and happy. In fact, it will make somebody have a happy day. The stamp comes with it. That's part of the stamp set. The ribbon, the paper. We made the little fishtail banners. Here we have a happy birthday. So if you are new, this is an easy way to get started because everything coordinates together, and yet not everything looks exactly the same. Same kit, totally different happy birthday card or happy day card. And I'm supposed to open it up. Oh, and there's your happy birthday. So from one kit, 2 distinctly different looks, all based on your own creativity. Then we have Let's Party, and I'm supposed to open this one up. And this is the stamp set, stamp set, stamp set, and a hello. And then another Let's Party, and those little clips were music notes. And then the smile here is in the stamp set that you're going to get with 100% sweet, and the paper and the brads and the little flower embellishment. And the card is made with the rectangles. And 100% sweet. And happy birthday. And for you. Hello. Smile. And hello, love. All right, you guys, I'm going to tilt on up. I know it's long. Oh, well. I really wanted you to see how you can use dies, nesting dies, concentric dies to your advantage, and how you can ink them to get that perfect, beautiful white frame all the way around it just by leaving the die where it is. But it takes, well, It takes special dies to be able to do that. You either need a die that has the ridge, the die cutting ridge in between the two edges of the die, in between the two down the center, or you need to have a decor frame to help you. And you can do this, I promise. The kits are limited. The dies are even more limited. The dies in the embossing folders. So let's give it up for Mark's mom. Yay! Let's tell her thank you so much for getting these together for us. And hopefully your Christmas kits have shipped out to us and will be to us in the next week or so. And then I'll let you know when they'll be on their way out to you. All right, it is me, Stacy, Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. I will see you all next week. Bye!